get started. Has it come up with you? Okay, I think we're live. Welcome. We're in Perth, Western Australia for Australian University Games. We're joining midway through this game between Monash and Deakin. Monash University and Deakin University. My name's Jonathan Potts. I'm the president of Australian Ultimate and I'm your commentator for this game. But I'm going to be joined by a couple of players from the women's teams from Deakin and Monash soon, and they're going to talk me through a bit of this. So, yeah, the pool's coming up from Monash. Monash is ahead 4-1 at the moment, so it's a pretty one-sided affair thus far. Disc is deep, have been worked up. That was...
Great, Carlin. Yeah, Marcus. Oh, you guys structured.
This is Mikey Trong with the disc. That's allowed and out of bounds. So Deakin's bringing it in on the corner of their end zone in a fairly upwind direction. So the wind's kind of coming slightly diagonally and down into that corner. So it's a tough corner to work your way out of. Okay, we'll get things together here. Seems like the stream's working okay. Oh, that's a nice layout. That's beautiful. There was a pretty tight throw down the line, and Monash took advantage of that. That's his name is Funny D. I haven't been given the best team list by Monash, but maybe someone can fix that up for me. Okay, so Deakin has it just outside their end zone. It's been quite a few turnovers at this point so far. Not getting a lot of clean looks upfield at the moment. We might need to just send it out of trouble, but they're not gonna just yet. And there's a call. So, I'm going to introduce a couple of co-commentators, or they're going to introduce themselves. From Monash.
How you going? I'm Rainbow.
Hey there, I'm Michaela from Deakin.
There we go. So, representative of the women's teams. Oh, I think there's a stall called there. So, Monash is going to get the disc maybe 10 metres out, and Rainbow's going to talk us through this, I think, from this possession.
Yeah, sure. All right. So we got Dinger picking up the disc, Mikey on dump. Maz okay, no, it didn't go to him. That's all right. Oh, and there's a D from Deakin.
Michaela can talk us through the Deakin possession.
Okay, so we've got Michael Simpson, number 33, picking up. He's been playing for 2 years now, and he's got Peter Varney, one of our newer players, as his dump. Oh, excellent layout, D.
From a Dutchman. We picked him up this morning.
Excellent, and Monash scores.
So sorry. Monash is now up 5-1 in this game. So, yeah, they're fairly dominating. So, basically, I've been given a team list of Monash players that are all funny names. Or mostly funny names, but maybe we can just use their real names.
We could. All right, so we've got Joel. He's our token Jew. That's number 1. He's been playing for a while. And number 2 is Beardy. We picked him up just recently as well. He stole that really cool hat that he's got on in our hostel. Number 3 is Petey. He's a handler. He's been playing with one of the men's clubs, Chile, in Victoria for quite a few years. Next to him is Nick. He has been playing at Hoss as well. After that is Campbell. Campbell has only been playing this year as well. Next is Josh DeBell. 10 out of 10 would marry him. Mark is from Singapore. Yeah, here we go. Josh with the pull.
Okay, so it's a rolly pull. We've got Ben Richardson picking up and Michael going for up the line. Nice inside out throw up the line there. Michael passes it off onto a nice one-handed catch from Simon Banks. So Deakin's really trying to work it up the line there, but a nice block from Monash. And Rainbow will take over from here.
Righto, we got Petey picking up the disc. Joel's streaking deep. No, he's not. Up. She's down.
So a few turnovers. They're going to walk it in from a bit out of bounds. How have you girls found the conditions this week? The wind and stuff?
Yeah, the conditions have been really variable. Today's probably the nicest day we've had thus far, just a pretty slight breeze. But I think 2 days ago we had to have teams called off for some crazy wind and rain and hail. How did your team find it, Rainbow?
Yeah, absolutely shocking. So we were playing a point and it wasn't ultimate anymore. There was just so much wind. And we've got Petey who just threw it to Joel for the score. Yeah, Monash, there you go.
I'm going to say that that's like a golden rule to not turn the disc over near your upwind end zone, because that just gave the easy score to Monash. We can talk a bit more between points. So we're just going to re-normal. I didn't get a chance to brief my commentator. But we might just tone some of the stuff down a little bit for the remainder of the game. That's fine. Everyone's on a learning curve here. I was saying before, there's no way we can fail, but there are some things we can say which do fit into the failure category. We might have strayed there a little bit. Yeah, so, and how are you guys, how's Deakin travelling, Michaela, so far this week?
Yeah, sure. Well, on our men's...
The women's team.
Oh, the women's team? Okay, yeah. The women's team, we've had a really good time. We've got a team of primarily new players and maybe 3 or 4 returning players. So we were in a pool with UCID, UNSW, and we came third in our pool, which we're really happy with. And currently probably playing on the 5th and 6th positions. So, yeah, considering how many new players we've got, we're really pleased. Rainbow?
Monash, we have been, okay, did you...
Yeah, no, go.
Yeah, okay, Monash, the women's team have, we came into this tournament not knowing what really to expect. We, as well as Deakin, are full of a lot of new development players as well, so we just mainly wanted to focus on working on our own personal skills and, having a lot of fun as well. So we just had our first win against ACU just then, so the girls are stoked about it, and yeah, so we'll see how we go tomorrow.
Cool. So we've had a turnover from Deakin. They were looking good there, but I think they need to employ the upwind huck to really open the game up. So Monash is working it down the sideline. Oh, that almost seemed gettable, I think, but not quite. Kind of floated a little bit down the sideline. It wasn't quite there. Yeah, so have you been having a good time at the championships?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really good, really cool to see that we've got 11 women's teams here. I think we've got 10 men's teams. So yeah, considering it's in Perth, it's great that so many teams could make their way over here. And some of the Perth squads have about 18 people on their teams or more. So it's really very exciting. Okay, so we've got Michael Simpson here, number 33, picking it up, and he's got Ben Richardson. He's the captain of the men's team as his dump. Looks like Deakin's playing a hoe stack, and it looks like we've got a bit of poaching off the third handler there from Monash. Undercut from Daniel Toys, number 6. They're really struggling to get the dump off here. Tight pressure on that line. Nice grab. Oh, maybe a stall out there. Having a discussion. Excellent pressure from Monash on the upwind point.
My go-to in this situation is to look deep, because there's not really much happening, and I think Deakin really needs to try to lengthen up their game a little bit. There's still a bit more talk. Have you found Spirit this week, Michaela?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. What's been really cool is the more experienced players always really willing to help people learning on the field, and obviously that's a big element of Spirit is rules, knowledge and use, and definitely really positive attitudes across between the teams. I think that's one really good thing about uni games is how cheerful and fun everyone is.
I don't think Deakin's going to win this game by turning it over on the end zone line all day, so I think they need to do something a bit different. But we'll see what happens here. Short possession.
Yeah, sure, why not? All right, we've got Dinger picking up the disc. We've got Caleb on his left. We've got Trunga with the score. Well done, Monash.
Yeah, pretty clinical there. They obviously drilled that a little bit, and yeah, as I was saying, I think Deakin needs to expand their game a little bit to if they're going to get back in this, and that makes the score 7-1 to Monash, and they're 1 point away from taking out half.
That feels like way too many points. I think it's 5-1. It's 5-1.
Yeah. Can you? Oh, I'll do it.
The score's being disputed, and they're saying it's now 5-1, but sure. We were told it was 3-1 a long while ago, so might just tell the. They're telling us that it's 5-1. I thought it was 3-1 at the start, but they must be wrong. So the teams are claiming it's 5-1, or at least one of the teams is. So I guess we're going to call it 5-1 now. We did come into this game late, and we just thought the score was 3-1 because that's what everyone said, but it wasn't apparently. So Monash pulling up wind. It's a pretty decent pull up to like 3/4 or more of the field. Deakin takes possession and doesn't complete the first pass again, and they get the Monash gets the good roll upwind, and they're 10 metres out from the end zone. So this could be another quick point. Some sort of call. Oh, no, that's that point over. So it's 6-1, and I think the last 3 points have just been very short turnovers from Deakin, and then one pass goal from Monash. So they need to definitely do something a little bit different out there. Do you want to, Michaela, you know how well you know the men's team. Like, can you talk us through some of the stronger players that we should look out for out there?
Sure. Yeah, so what's really exciting about this men's team is lots of people here are playing their very first junior games and have just started Ultimate this year. I think about 6 or 7 of our players just started within the last 6 months. So the more experienced players to look out for on this current line. Simon Banks, number 16, he started with our club last year. Might be a handler. We've also got Michael, number 33, that will probably be in the handling position. Blair Sanderson also was playing with us last year. But yeah, it's really exciting to see so many new boys here. And what's awesome about this men's team is that, yeah, they haven't, I don't think they've won a game yet this week, but they've been really getting around our women's team. And it's been really positive having their energy on the sideline. So kudos to them.
Yeah, it's one of the good things that, well, I mean, since uni games became split gender, which is only since last year, there's that opportunity for teams to support each other and to create a bit of noise on the sideline, which adds something different, I guess. And, you know, I guess you have a natural brother and sister club in the uni games sphere where it's not necessarily so close in the club season. So Deakin's taking it. Oh, mate, hand over to Michaela to talk it. Oh, might have lost her opportunity. No, here it is. That's their biggest gainer yet.
Okay, so we've got Blair Sanderson that caught that nice lifted one over the top and goes for the huck, but no one can quite pull it down. Nice upwind attempt from Deakin. I think they just got a little bit frazzled under the pressure and probably excitement of getting that gainer. So we've got number 77 picking it up. That's Mikey Strong. Nice dump D from Daniel Toys, one of our newer players, and we've got Michael on the mark there. Some nice spanks. And we've got a beautiful huck coming up line. Oh, that looks good. Looks like it's going to be a completion. Draws it out and catches it in. Oh, wow. Man, that was preempted commentary, I think. It was too good to be true.
Technically, that's called the pirouette, when you try to make your jump into the goal look nice. And I think he probably overdid that a little bit and wasn't exactly thinking about watching the frisbee into his hands. And that's an unfortunate spill, for sure, for Monash, but a great opportunity for Deakin. And maybe do you think we might see a bit more of a long game from Deakin now? That was a bit promising, that last possession by them. And who is this with the disc now?
Yeah, so this is Michael Simpson. He's our club secretary. Now approaching the line with Peter as his dump. Deakin's really hitting trying to hit the unders, but deep options aren't looking great at the moment. And the dump's really struggling to get in power position. Yeah, a bit of a thumble there for a bit of a bullety throw. Simon Banks on the mark. Oh, and a lovely bluff from Michael Simpson. Doing a bit of poach in the lane there. Simpson approaching the line. And we've got Peter Mugos setting the stack. We should probably be clearing out now. It's all looking a bit cluttered in that open space. Centres the disc to Campbell. Right back to that handler. Oh, nice grab by Simon. They're really attacking this sideline quite strongly, not using the whole of the field. That might open it up a bit. Monash is poaching quite effectively when their players are clearing out, which is creating a bit of confusion for Deakin. Oh, lovely cut into the space by Michael. Deakin's got a bit of momentum now. It's looking good. And we've got a deep cut from Blair Sanderson. Not thrown. The mark was too good. Simon Banks there. Oh, we've got an over-the-top catch from Daniel Toys. Dumps it back to Varney. Oh, and Michael up the line again. The disc. Oh, the disc comes, but it's a floaty one. And it's out. Well done, Deakin. That was, yeah, probably some of the nicest offense we've seen thus far from them.
I think they proved me wrong there. It was a bunch of nice little dinky passes that got them in the full length of the field. They just didn't quite connect right at the very end. Monash has launched it deep and they caught in the end zone this time. So yeah, it's always going to look easy going downwind, but it was excellent offense from Deakin that last point. So Michaela, I don't know much about much, but Geelong is the host of under 22s. Is Deakin University anywhere near Geelong?
Yeah, well, Deakin Uni has 3 campuses. We've got one in Warrnambool, one in Burwood in Melbourne, and one in Geelong called the Waterfront campus. And what I've been told is that the facilities there are incredible. I think their footy oval there is a mirror of the MCG from what I've been told. So that's where the Geelong Cats train. And yeah, I only found out Deakin was hosting it a while back, but I think also the student accommodation will probably be available for under 22s as that'll be happening over the summer holidays. So yeah, very excited that we'll be hosting it. A lot of our players will no doubt be going down to see the action up there at the end of the year.
And where are you based? What campus are you at?
Sorry, just snacking on a chip on the sideline there. Most of us, in fact, all of us, apart from one of the players on the female team, Sophie Bell, from the Burwood campus, we've just got a bit more of a population there. So having weekly trainings is a bit easier with a bit more people. Okay, so we've got Michael Simpson picking up again. Ben Richo's the dump. He goes up the line, gets it up the line, puts it long. Oh, it looks like it's but it looks as if Abba Matthias clipped Joel Moskovich's foot. Didn't affect the play though. The disc was going down anyway. Got Joel high-fiving. It's all fine.
That's a shame actually, because he kind of misread that. If he hadn't changed his line, he probably would have fallen into his hands. But he tried to come under and kind of tripped up the opposition, and there was no play on the disc. But anyway, Monash has got a lot of work to do to get up the field. Let's see how Deakin can protect the deep. Oh, they open it up there. They really want Monash to throw lots of passes here. But Monash is a well-drilled team and they're making it look easy at the moment. But, you know, if you make any team throw a lot of passes, then you never know what might happen. Like that. That's a nice. Sorry.
Yeah, so that was Michael Simpson with the block there. He's been quite a defensive presence on the field thus far. Kudos to him. He is one of our more experienced players. Another person to look out for is Abba Matthias, number 36. He's just started with our team this year, but has improved dramatically. He's, tried out for the under-22 men's team, awaiting to see if he makes it. Deep one goes up. Oh, and a great block from Joel, number 22. Blair tried to lay out, couldn't quite get there. Monash is bringing it up.
Yeah, Matthias, it looks like a bit of a unit. So once he learns how to read the frisbee, he's going to be tough to shut down, I reckon. So Monash is working it up. They got a nice inside break there. Put it up in the air to a easy read and reception by number 18. I think that was Kyle Beard. And so they turn it over. Deakin's got length of the field here, but downwind. So they should find their offense a little bit easier. In the last possession, we saw them happily put the disc up into the end zone. I think that was a pretty decent option. So we'll see if they do that again at this point. There's a bit of talk about something, maybe a pick upfield or something. It's coming back in. It's a nice cut down the strong side. They haven't been seen. And here comes the long cut, but long pass, but just not enough air under that one. Oh, very close. So Monash is just settling down. Going to work the disc around here, I think. The guys are getting free short pretty easily. There's not a lot of pressure on them to take risks. The high count could change that. Oh, that's a nice leading pass. They're on the edge of the end zone and they've scored. And that was scored by number 83, Nick Ng. And Michaela, tell us a bit about what your playing career and who you play for.
Sure. So I currently play for the Ellipsis women's team, or I did this year, which was awesome. It's our first year as a women's club, previously been just a mixed club. My teammate Caroline Ma also played with me for Ellipsis, and yeah, really cool to play at Nationals, and we actually took the gold medal home this year, which was awesome. Otherwise, now just playing the uni season, and it's been, kind of nice having a break, and I'll be playing with Ellipsis at Mixed Nationals in a few weeks. And yeah, we had Worlds this year too, which me and my Ellipsis teammates, a few of us were training for. A few of my teammates are also on uni Melb, 3 of them. And yeah, it's really cool to see lots of my teammates out here playing for different teams this week.
Cool. And how did you go at Worlds? Tell us a bit about Worlds. We've got a time. I got half time, I think. So we've got a little bit of a break here. But Michaela also needs to put some food into her body because she's been running around all day. So I'll try not to interrupt her too much. But I will say, again, I've been out of the scene a little bit, so I haven't seen that much. But I did watch a bit of the women's season this year at the Sydney-Melbourne Open. And I saw a little bit at regionals as well, but I was playing a bit more at regionals. I was super impressed with, it was super athletic and fast, and it was more entertaining to watch than the men's game, I felt. I was really impressed with how aggressive the game's become on the women's side of things. It's been really good to see 2 strong teams out of Melbourne, to kind of take on the 2 strong teams from Sydney. And I thoroughly enjoyed, again, the women's final at Nationals this year. It was a really aggressive style of ultimate from Ellipsis and a well-deserved win.
Yeah, well, we had quite a long pre-season, and athleticism and speed was a big focus of ours. We had Brendan Ashcroft, one of the current Dingoes, come and do sprint training with us, and also had Anna Ragaki do some mental strength training. It was really cool that we were able to have coaches come and work through different things with us, and I think that definitely reflected in our like team energy and on-field presence. So yeah, it was really exciting to play for such a well-run club. It's really professional, and yeah, we're really excited about the year ahead and yeah, the future of the club, I guess. So yeah, should be good. So I've got Monash in a huddle here. They look pretty content, and Deakin just approaching the line.
What do you say in the huddle when you're up 8-1 at half time? What sort of things should you be saying to your team?
Well, knowing Monash, there's probably quite a lot of bant going on. I think Rainbow gave us an impression of what that would be like earlier. So, yeah, I just say keep plugging away. I mean, it's games like this where you really don't want to take your foot off the accelerator. End of the tournament, you want to play the shortest games possible, so you're in fine form for those more competitive ones that they'll have later. I know Monash had a Univers point game against University of Sydney, so it's looking like those two teams may be in the men's final, and if that's the case, Monash will want to be in fine form for that. So I dare say they just want to finish this game as quickly as they can.
I'd say it's a challenge to motivate in a game when you're doing it easily, and to work out, what aspects of the game to focus on, and but not realistically, you don't want to kill yourself in a game that you're going to win, but you also want to make it easy for yourself and not stuff around. And I think mostly I would say that Monash has done that. They've had some very simple possessions. I think there was only one point there where they turned it over quite a few times and gave Deakin the disc quite a bit. So Deakin's going to be pulling to start the second half, and they're pulling upwind, so that'll be a bit of a challenge in itself. And it's just over halfway that Monash will be taking possession. They got some fast receivers. It's caught just outside the end zone, I think. And an easy one-handed score. Yeah, I think Monash has definitely established their deep game, which makes it very simple for them to cut under, because Deakin is, trying to defend against the deep game, and that just allows Monash to take an undercut whenever they want. I think Michaela's escaped for a little bit, so I'll just solo this for a while. So the score's now 9-1. And, yeah, obviously Monash has got this game well under control. I think Deakin obviously is an inexperienced team, but there's plenty they can work on, and they've got a lot of good athletes out there, and there's a good opportunity for them to kind of see how other teams do it, I suppose, and also just concentrate on some of the fundamentals and think about how they set up their offensive structures, especially. But it can be challenging for any team in the wind. So, look, Deakin has a downwind point here. They definitely show the last couple of points that they can get their offense working. So, if they do that again here, they should be able to score.
Sorry, back team, just had to have a drinks break. Got Nathan Payne with a disc now. One of our new players who started this year. Ben Richo, probably the most experienced Deakin player on the field right now. Passes to Abba, doesn't around, beautiful leading throw to Ben Richo. We've got a deep shot, but they were pretty close. And a bit of a misread, heads over the top. Nice deep cut from Bless Anderson.
So the turnover's in the end zone. They're going to walk it up, I assume, Monash. Well, at least that's what the defender was assuming. And just a vertical stack, providing a deep option for every possession. There's a nice big deep option there, but they're looking short at the moment. Well, there's a turner. This is a good opportunity for Deakin. They don't play it quickly. I would have played that quickly, but we'll see. They're walking towards it. They may have some sort of set play. But nicely scored. That was a beautiful inside break and solidly grabbed by Matthias. It's about the only name I've caught so far. Yeah, that was looking good. I mean, I think they're not going to get that many chances with the disc in their opposition half. And when they do, they need to make sure they score. And they did that there. So it's good to see. I think that would be quite hardening for Deakin at that point. And they put good pressure on defense as well. So it's amazing what a little bit of pressure can do. The offense starts to question themselves, and they throw a few too many passes, and they cough up the disc every now and then. And if you can take advantage of that, then you can get yourself back in the game. And so, Michaela, you're not in under 22s, under 24s. Your time's passed. Have you competed in under 20? What I would call under 23s.
Yeah, I competed with the Stingrays at under 23s last year in London, which was awesome. We're having a bit of a reunion here actually, because quite a few of my old teammates are here this week. But yeah, I'll be turning 24 this December, so no more 23s for me. But I'm quite excited about just the fact that it's in Australia, the fact that there are so many amazing, talented up-and-coming players, and it'll be really cool to see some new people on the Stingrays, which is a team I hold very close to my heart. It was so much fun to play there. So we've got a short pull. It's probably over halfway. Simon Banks on the disc, and a nice easy cut into the pocket from number 37. Oh, it's quite a sharp outside-in flick, not caught. So now Deakin's got the turn. It was a good look to space, but it just was a bit too sharp, a bit bladey, coming down quite fast. And we've got Michael Simpson, number 33, picking up with Nathan Payne, his dump. And it looks like the dump defenders putting on quite a poach, not considering that around a threat at the moment. Got a deep shot coming on, a lovely undercut from number 24, but it looks like the disc wasn't in play early enough. Nice, they're really cramming it down that sideline. Be really good to see some central disc, but Monash is shutting that down really well. Very few long options coming. Number 24 is presenting some, it's a great cut, just needed to follow through there at the end from Peter Varney.
Yeah, as you say, Michaela, it's pretty tough to play offense if you're just going to try and work it down a sideline. Then you really need to get it off there and give themselves a bit more space. So Monash have shown themselves to be pretty well drilled outside the end zone. Now they're right on the line. And an easy toss over the top for the goal. So they edge closer to victory. I think that's 10-2 perhaps. I think it's 10-2. And so, Michaela, do you know what's happening in the women's draw, where the teams are sitting? Semis must be decided. I'm not sure if anyone's done the tallying up yet.
Yeah, so it was quite interesting. We didn't have power pools this time around. We just had pool crossovers. And basically, the top two teams from each pool are going into the semis. So from one pool, I haven't yet seen the final results, but I would expect that going through to the semis would be USyd, UWA, Uni-Melb, and also UQ. So, yeah, I think it'll be a really great women's final. USyd was looking really strong when we played them on the first day. And yeah, UW, it'll be pretty exciting for UW, I think, to get a win on the home soil. So we'll see what happens there. So here we go, we've got Ben Richo picking up, throwing to Mickle. Has no options. He's got an under option, but he chooses to take the long one, and it's easily snatched up. Matthias was open, but he chose to hit it long instead. And it looks like the pressure's not quite on coming from Deakin. Oh, a bit of a floaty disc. It's caught up. Oh, Lovely layout from Moscovich. Nice defense. There's a bit of pressure here, but they get the around off. And an up the line cut, poached off. Ben Richo's poaching off. His players further behind him. Oh, and great pressure from Banks and Richardson. Gets the turn. A bit of confusion with the poaching off, I think. Simpson to pick up. Ben Richo's the dump. We've got Simon Banks setting a stack. Really need to get some early cuts from Deakin. They're only really cutting when the disc is picked up at the moment. We've got a deep cut, not taken. It'd be probably clever to engage the dump a bit earlier, I think. They get it through, though, with an inside out. And the huck's coming. Oh, but Matthias stops running prematurely, but still gets it. That's another one for Deakin.
Nice one, Deakin. That was very pretty. So we'd like to see the long bomb open the game up a bit. You got a strong receiver like that. Just keep sending it to him until he reads it right, I reckon. So that's 3-10, with Monash still well and truly in control. I watched a little bit of UWA versus New South Wales. So New South Wales could have a chance of being up there as well, I'm thinking. But that was like a universe point game. Every point I saw went with serve with the wind. So that was probably a bit of a heartbreaking loss for New South, especially if that did exclude them from semis. They'll be pretty upset about that. But but UWA was looking strong. Like, despite the scoreline being tight, UWA kind of had more of the control of the frisbee, I think, in the game. Yeah. And have you got any idea what's happening in the men's side? Do you have any idea what's happening in the men's side of things? Monash is obviously one of the favourites. Sydney Uni must be a pretty hot favourite. They've got a whole bunch of dingoes on their squad. Well, they've got more than one at least. I don't know exactly how many, but they are looking quite strong. Anything else that you know about the men's division?
Those are the two favourite teams, I think, thus far. I know there have been a few surprises with Curtin. I think they've done better than people expected. Oh, excellent D! Excellent D from Peter Mugos. He's had a great week so far. Excellent work, and we're pretty pleased with that. And the whole Deakin sideline getting around him. Awesome stuff. So it looks like now we have Matthias and Simpson handling. And they're going upwind. Just in a vertical stack.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit to show much more than their short game going upwind. So it'll be interesting to see if they can generate something a bit more than just 5 metre cuts. It's probably essential that they do kind of open the game up a little bit here. And does Simpson play for a club team?
I've just been informed that he plays for Hoss. I think he played for them his last season and will continue. Last season. Oh, man, what a turn. That was quick. Got a hand block on and caught the goal. Oh, nice. Great defense from Simpson. There is pressure on here from Deakin. Got a lovely swing off. Oh, high release, and it's in. Excellent pressure to force the swing, but Monash closes it out. In response to your question, Michael played his first season with Hoss, Heads of State, in Melbourne last season. I don't know what team he played for. He played for Apocalypse, we'll continue to play with them this season. And we've got a few of our up-and-coming Deakin boys hoping to play men's over the summer. Who knows for what team, but yeah. Score is currently 11-3, if the board is still accurate. Deakin receiving the pull, and they'll be playing downwind.
So has it been a long year for you? It sounds like you've had a lot going on. Well, any Worlds year is obviously a pretty tough year, and then it must be hard to motivate yourself to come and do uni games after doing Worlds.
Yeah, it's been more than a year actually, with Stingrays and Fire Towers kind of stacked on top of each other. There really wasn't any break in between, so it's been a pretty busy 18 months actually. Uni Games is actually quite fun for that very reason. With the Fire Towers, I'm primarily a cutter, and with Deakin, I play more of a handling role, so it's been really cool experimenting with some new things on the field and, yeah, developing throwing skills that I might not have otherwise. And yeah, I really love playing with our team and coaching and captaining them, so it's been really fun. Probably my last Uni Games, but a really lovely way to end. Oh, the pressure's on Deakin. Lovely up the line cut. Richo Hux, that looks on. And a lovely bring down from Peter Mugos. Excellent flow there from Deakin. That up the line cut, when they pull it off, is really effective in the downwind points. Nice thumbs up there from Abba Matthias. He's looking in fine form. So that takes it to 4-11.
That was beautiful offense from Deakin. It was very nice to see. And they're putting a lot more respectability on the scoreboard, Deakin, and deservedly so. They're definitely starting to bring it a lot better to this game. So this is the 4th day of play at Uni Games. As Michaela was saying, the women have played their 11-team draw, that initial pool, and then some crossovers to round out their first 2 stages of play, and then they're going straight into semi-finals tomorrow and placing games. And the men have played a round robin, so this is the last round of their round robin, and then they're going straight into semi-finals tomorrow. So it's a big day tomorrow, really. Like, semis and finals on the same day makes it pretty tough. And Deakin's pulling. They've pulled it to like a good 2/3, 3/4 of the way up the field. So they're giving Monash a bit of field to work down. And it immediately make a reasonably simple cut out into the flat. But they're looking to maintain possession here. They're looking short a lot. And the cutters are free. They kind of fancy their chances of getting free in any situation. That was tight, but well executed, and they've scored. It was nice, confident play from Monash. Deakin had a couple of sniffs there, but yeah, there wasn't much that they could do to stop that offense, I think. Yeah, so it's taken us a little while this week to get live streaming happening, but we've got it going finally, and hopefully we can capture quite a few games tomorrow. Some semis and some finals. Well, we'll get the finals, I'm sure. Just fingers crossed on the weather, because we're not really set up for wet weather. There was talk of rain tomorrow. But anyway, hopefully it all sorts out. And Michaela, are you trying out for some teams next year? Are you trying out for World Games?
I haven't really heard anything about that yet. It's a bit too early to tell. I don't know whether people will be invited to try out or...
I hear they got a great coach.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel's fantastic. He's a friend of mine, and I've also he coached us a bit with Ellipsis this year, so I'm sure whoever makes the team, it'll be a privilege to be coached by him. Yeah, I'd love the opportunity to try out and just learn from him. Oh, wow, that's an interesting pull. Bit of an air bounce. There we go. Haven't seen that, but it worked. But yeah, we'll see what goes with that one, I think. It'll definitely be an amazing opportunity just to learn from some of those players, even at the selections. Man, we've got a really effective straight-up mark here on the disc, which is really limiting the disc that Michael can put forward. They swung it well, but the disc just couldn't. It looked like a bit of an overthrow there. Oh, clopped someone on the head on the sideline. That'll wake them up. And now I've got Monash picking up Matthias on the mark. We'll see if he cuts off that around. Nah. Yeah, Deakin's really struggling to shut down those undercuts, and that's what Monash keeps on putting. Oh, big over the top hammer. Will they get there? Oh, yeah. Excellent catching under pressure. That takes it to 13-4.
Yeah, so that was pretty play again from Monash. Didn't seem to be under too much pressure. And it's turned a bit into an offense-dominated game, really. So Deakin has kind of found their straps a little bit with their offense. I feel like it's almost been traded the last 3 points each way, and it's a lot more of an even contest, although Monash did just score upwind to kind of get a mini break, I suppose. And Deakin will struggle a little bit to keep this going, like to get this next point upwind. Yeah, it's interesting after a big year like a World's year, and like I know the Firetails campaign was long, and as you know, and for some of them like you that had to back up from another World's campaign or be involved in another World's campaign at the same time, because they did overlap a little bit. That's particularly tough, and yeah, that's always a difficult bit about the World Games is that people have put a lot of energy into the year before and playing with dingoes or firetails or barramundis, and yeah, it is hard to sort of get your breath back and your motivation back and do it all again. But it is a lot of fun playing with the best of the best, that's for sure, and it's a great stage to be on, the World Games. So Deakin's working it up. That's a nice little break. They probably need and gone for end zone, but well read by Monash. Worth a look, I think. They need. So Monash has got it. They're working downfield. Again, their cutters look to be getting free pretty comfortably. They're making it a little bit hard sometimes. And they want a jacket. He definitely wanted to send it deep. He's got a big, tall receiver there. And he's put it down. He is tall. And a nice swing across to the weak side for the goal. So is that 14-4 game point for Monash? And have you had a chance to do anything touristy while you've been in Perth? Are you doing something after uni games?
Oh, it's actually interesting. Deakin's actually in our last week of uni this week, so everyone here is missing classes. And next week is the study week before our exams. So I dare say quite a few of our players will be heading back to pop their heads down and study before exams. We do have a full day on Saturday. Footy finals on, and quite a few of our players go for the Bulldogs, so I have no doubt that we will either find a pub or head to the airport early to watch that game. Okay, here we go. This could potentially be the last point of the game, depending on how it plays out. Simpson to Richo. Oh, I've got a nice cut out here to the break side. They put it long. That looks on. That looks on. It was a nice inside-out huck. Matthias takes it, catches it in. That's a score. Oh. Deakin's celebrating, doing some somersaults. They're pretty stoked about that one. A nice clean score. I don't think they've had any fully clean scores this game, so that's really, or maybe that's the second one.
That was a really beautiful throw out of the hand. Like, it was a forehand with the wind on it, and it just came out beautifully, exactly the way he wanted it to, and picked his receiver well. Receiver pulled it in strongly. It was a very nice little bit of offense there. So Monash is working it downfield. I'll be expecting to score this one with the clean offense. Well, they've put it out there, but well reeled in. That's a nice goal to Monash and a well-deserved win. They're clearly the stronger side, and I felt they also, they had a lot of players that were confident with the frisbee, like throwing big swings across the field or midfield hucks for goals. They're not just relying on one or two players for the big plays.
Yeah, I thought they were also able to put the disc out in front of their players, which was really awesome. Deakin was throwing straight to their players, which meant Monash got quite a few layout blocks that game, whereas Monash was able to really sit those discs out in front so their players could run onto them. And that accuracy and the ability to gain ground with the throw, really put them in good stead. It'll be a great final against a USID if that's how it ends up.
Cool. Thanks very much, Michaela, for helping us out. And I know that you've just played a couple of games after 4 days of Ultimate, and so you'd probably rather just be stretching and rehydrating and stuff like that. So do appreciate you giving your time to us, and good luck tomorrow in 5 versus 6. And so who are you playing again?
Oh yeah, I'll be playing UNSW.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, that'll be a great game. Yeah. And who are you going to match up in that?
I don't want to give away too many secrets. Well, I know they've got a few strong players, quite a few rogue players. Karina Boyle played Stingrays with me, and Kath O'Neill played mixed last year, so it should be a good game. But we're excited. We actually played them in the game where the wind was terrible and swilly and games got cut short, so we're looking forward to having a proper match-up against them tomorrow, hopefully in friendlier conditions, but we'll see. So yeah, thank you. Thank you,
Michaela. Well, try to get on the stadium field and you'll get live streamed. Okay, so we'll finish it now. Thanks everyone who watched it, or if you've looked us up afterwards, and we'll should be on at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Everything going well. So we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.